हेलो एवरीवन आज हम स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं पाइथन बेसिक्स एंड दिस इज द एमएल सीरीज दैट वी गोना वर्क ऑन। तो सबसे पहले हम पाइथन बेसिक्स से स्टार्ट करेंगे बिकॉज वी नीड टू लर्न अ प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज एंड इफ इन केस यू नो इट सो हमें हर एक टाइप ऑफ बेसिक दैट वी नीड इन मशीन लर्निंग वी नीड टू कवर इट अप। सो इफ यू आर एक्सपर्ट इन दिस language you can further move toward my other videos that are going to come in future, and if you are watching in future so it must be there. So let's start. So quick revision topics. सबसे पहला है हमारा python syntax which is very basic. To we will know how to print hello world. Okay, so instead we can also write Prashant code, and this will print hashtag Prashant. Exactly, it will print this thing, right? My terminal is not working currently, that's why I will be letting you know that what it's going to print in the comments. So here we have the next topic that we have just used कि comments क्या होते हैं. तो basically comments हमारे यही होते हैं. जैसे for example if I want you to know that कि अभी मैंने इस code में किया क्या है, so I can just add a comment over here, for example printing Prashant code. So in case you don't know how to read this code and you don't know what's happening, so in that case you will be able to understand it with the comment कि आपने यहाँ पे किया क्या है. So basically when you are working in MNCs and big companies, then you need to do this kind of code writing so that किसी को भी आपका code समझ आ जाए, right? So the second step is multiple lines. So we will use apostrophe, three apostrophes, and to write a multiple line. In case आपका बहुत बड़ा comment है, you want to add a paragraph in the comment. For example, this is Prashant, his age is 20 and he is an engineer, right? So if you want a multiple line comment, so we will use these instead of multiple hashtags. So this is used in multiple line comments, right? Now we have variables. So basically अगर आप कुछ भी करते हो, for example I write x equals to 24, then it's a variable of type integer, right? And y is equals to 0.24, in that case it's a variable too, but this is the float value, right? Then if I write z is equals to 3, so in that case also it's a variable, but ये हमारा string type का है, right? And the second subtopic in variable is casting. So casting हम कहाँ use करते हैं? For example if I write x is equals to int and 3, so that means I'm defining that it's an integer and 3, so when I will print x, then in that case it will print 3, right? But in case if I add over here str, so then it will print it as this apostrophe 3. So this is how it will define it, right? So this is why casting is used. And how to know the type? So in that case we have type function to know the type of the variable it is. For example if I write type x or for example y, so in that case it will print float because यहाँ पे हमारी जो वैल्यू थी y की it's 0.24 and in the decimal it becomes a float instead of an integer, right? So now we have single and double quote, both can be used assigned to variables. So this is the line that I have added to let you know that in case if you are creating a string value, for example x is equals to Prashant code, so in that case it will be considered as string, and even if I write y is equals to Prashant, so it will be considered as string as well, right? So in both the cases it is, and then it is case sensitive. So if I write x and if I write capital X, so it will not be considered as for example if I write 12, so these two will be differentiated and it will not considered as the small x, right? So then we have the variable key values. So variable key values are variable should not start with underscore, like if should start I guess should start with underscore, so it means that underscore x y is equals to 12, or we can use any alphabet, for example a b underscore 1 2 equals to 12. So numerical value will be considered, but it should not start with a numerical value, it should start with an underscore or it should start with an alphabet or a letter, right? And there can only be three terms in the variable, which are, we will learn it further ahead, and cannot start with a number, that's what I said. Then we can contain only alphanumeric characters, which means numbers, alphabets and underscores, right? So this is the combination of all the three. Now we have cases and variables. So yeah, there are three type of variable cases which you haven't studied any further. So these are camel cases, then we have Pascal case, and then we have snake case. Okay, so what are these? So let's learn it. For example, if I write my variable name or just my variable, right? So in that case, it's in camel case. Camel case, जैसे कि इसका जो hump होता है, the first thing is very plain and then there's a hump and then straight, right? So this is the case of camel case, that's why. Then the Pascal case, which is all the way straight, like the first letter is capital as well, my variable, and the second one is also the capital letter when we are starting with the another word, but both the words are introduced together, right? So then we have the snake case. So in that case, we will have underscores to separate the words, right? My variable, data, so on, right? So this is the snake case. So then we have the assign multiple values. Okay, so how can we assign multiple values? For example, if I have x equals to y equals to z equals to any value, for example Prashant, right? So now हमारी जो भी वैल्यूज है, फॉर एग्जांपल एक्स वाई जेड, सबकी वैल्यूज स्टोर हो चुकी है एंड सबकी वैल्यू हमारी क्या स्टोर हुई है, स्ट्रिंग वैल्यू विच इज प्रशांत, राइट? सो दिस इज द टाइप ऑफ वन वैल्यू and multiple variables, and we can also have a type of many values to multiple variables. In that case I can write Prashant comma Siddharth comma Rohan. Okay, so this is the case of many values to multiple variables, right? So that's all for today's video. Stay tuned to the next one.